you're no longer a mouse, because now we're going to add some new hands to the mix. I call these the majority play hands. And what I mean by majority play is you can play these hands the majority of the time in a limit hold'em game, if the game is good. And, I in general don't try to play in games that are just super, super tight where I have to fold these kind of hands. So most of the time when you play poker, you want to be in a good game. And the majority play hands you can play in almost every game that you play. Okay, it's my top 10. Aces, kings, queens, ace, king, jacks, 10s, 9s, 8s, ace, queen, and 7s. But now we're going to add 6s, 5s, 4s, 3s, and deuces. We're going to add other pairs. The power of a pair is making trips and winning a big pot. Plus, sometimes you can get lucky and the 2 3s can just hold up. In addition to those pairs, the majority play hands include ace-x suiteds and king-queen offsuit, or suited. So king-queen and ace-x suited, and deuces, 3s, 4s, 5s, and 6s. By ace-x suited, I mean ace-7 of clubs, ace-4 of diamonds, ace-9 of hearts, any ace and another card suited. So let's add those. One thing about adding these new hands, these majority play hands to the mix, is going to cause you to have bigger swings up and down, because now you might call a raise or make a re-raise with a pair of 3s before the flop. And so you're going to be a much swingier situation. The yellow belt is a little bit more steady, but now you're in an orange belt, so it's going to be a little bit swingier. It's still a better strategy. Now let's talk about playing ace-x suited and playing king-queen suited or offsuit. Basically, let's talk about the king-queen first. Basically, if you're going to get involved with this hand before the flop, you may be the raiser, you may be the caller of a raise. Either hit it or fold it. If you do hit it, if it comes a king 9-4, then jam the thing. Okay, play a big pot. Protect your hand. It's about hitting a king-queen is about protecting your hand. Okay? It might come king 9-4, jam it. It might come queen jack 7, jam it. Now, if it comes 10 jack 4, you've flopped an open-ended straight draw. You figure you're going to win with the 4 9s and the 4 aces, and depending on the action before the flop, you'll probably win with a king or a queen. Now, if there were 3 or 4 bets put in before the flop, you probably won't win with a king or a queen. You're probably looking at an opponent with ace-queen or ace-king. So you have to kind of know where you're at. If you have king-queen and it comes 10 jack 4, you can jam it. If it wasn't a very big pot to start, you can jam it up because you have 4 aces, 4 9s, 3 kings, and 3 queens. You're above even money to win this pot, okay? If there was a lot of money put in before the flop, then basically I think you're looking at hitting a 9 or an ace, and those are your only wins because you're probably an ace-queen or an ace-king out there, so if a king or a queen comes, your opponent's going to make a better hand than you. In that case, if there's a lot of money before the flop, you might as well just call and let other people call and just try to hit your hand because it's going to be very difficult to bluff out an ace-king or an ace-queen. Okay, let's move on to ace-x suiteds. Beware of hitting your non-ace pair. You're sitting there with ace-7 of diamonds. The flop has come 10-7 deuce. Now what are you going to do? This is where a lot of skill comes into play. Ace-7 of diamonds, 10-7 4 flop. What are you going to do? You have ace-7 of diamonds. Maybe you have the 10 of hearts, 3 of hearts on board. Maybe someone has a flush draw. I like to put in some raises, again, to find out where I stand. Okay? I'm also kind of, if there's a flush draw, I'm a little bit leery of the flush card coming off. If there's a straight draw, like someone could have 8-9 or jack-9, I'm a little bit afraid of, a straight card coming off. Now let's talk about having the ace-7 of diamonds again, but this time it's come king of diamonds, 8 of hearts, 3 of diamonds. Now you've flopped the nut flush draw. You're going to have to call all the way down to the end anyway with this hand, so you might as well try to jam it up. Basically, you need a diamond or an ace to win the pot. Hopefully your ace is good, right? You flopped the nut flush draw. So I'd kind of jam this pot, put a lot of bets in, raises, re-raises, the farm, the house, the bobblehead doll, and try to bluff your opponents out. You know, remember, getting caught bluffing is a good thing for someone who's playing pretty patient poker anyway, because you're going to get paid off when you do have a good hand. So if you flop the nut flush draw, try to win the pot. If you miss everything, try to bluff on the end. See if you can get away with it. I amplify. Do you?